How's it going, everybody? Nathaniel from RCInsight here, and today I'm going to be reviewing LEGO City Set 60268, the LEGO City 2020 Advent Calendar. This has 342 pieces and retails for $39.99 in Canada, probably $30 or $35 in the United States. So on the table in front of me, you can see the entirety of this year's Advent Calendar. It comes with 6 minifigs, a bunch of vehicles, a couple buildings, and some other miscellaneous items. I'm going to go through each one by one in no particular order to give my thoughts on it, and then give my thoughts on this year's Advent Calendar as a whole. But first, we're going to take a look at the box. So we're starting with the box because the Advent Calendar boxes are always a little different than the rest. Nothing too special about the printing on the front. LEGO City up on the top, 24 days. It's the same as any past Advent Calendar sets. If you flip it around to the back here, you can see kind of the map of what it looks like. Then when we open up inside, you get the Advent Calendar, or I guess play area, setup area, where you can design your city. And then in here, you get all the days. As with the traditional Advent Calendars, you pop it open, and then you get a little instruction card on how to build each day's set. So that is the box. Nothing special here. This is one of my least favorite map layouts for the Advent Calendar. Not much more to say here. All the minifigures are named. That is worth mentioning. You can see on the top that all the minifigures are named, and that's about it for the box. So now we will get into the actual builds. So we're going to start with the minifigure named Harl Hubbs. He appears to be like a working class miner sort of dude. I don't follow the LEGO City show, so I have no idea who any of these characters are. I'm just going to say their names anyway. I am not aware if any of these are exclusive prints, though given that it's an Advent Calendar, I'm going to think that the torso print might be. It is quite nice to get this little torso, like fanny pack piece, I guess you could call it, that just sits on there like that. I quite like that. And I actually do like the torso print here. I like the red. There's a little pen in his pocket there. He's holding a stick of dynamite. It's a nice mess of colors here. The half buckled overalls. And then there's also some printing on the leg piece, which is a nice touch. That's not very common, just on the front there. You can see there's like some mud and some scratches. And then we also do have a two-sided face as well, one with him smiling, and then the main one where he's concentrating on something. Our next minifigure is Daisy Kaboom. She appears to be a criminal minifigure, which I question why then she has handcuffs. Doesn't entirely make sense to me. I'm sure this is an exclusive print. I really like the print on the back of this. And it's nice to get a kind of criminal torso print that has a jacket over it. I really like the red jacket. I also think that this hair piece is rather uncommon with the little dyed corner of the hair. Really nice touch. I like that a lot. Nothing interesting about the legs. Then she also has a double-sided face, one at the back with some eye coverings to disguise herself. Then we have Duke Detain. This is a guy that I have heard of. He appears to be wearing a Christmas sweater, which I again assume is a exclusive print. I don't like that this set has only cops and criminals pretty much, and I'll get to that later. But this is a really nice, different style print for a police officer, so that's a really nice touch. He's got a wrench. To me, it would make more sense if our criminal character had the wrench, but whatever, I'm not going to question it. I really like the glasses print. It's not a super common face print, it's not exclusive, but I like it a lot. And the hairpiece here is nice as well. No leg printing, and as with all the characters in this set, he does also have a two-sided face with an alternate print on the back. Then we have Freya McLeod, another police officer. She has a really nice hairpiece that's up in a bun here. I like it a lot, red-colored hairpiece. It's a hairpiece that I haven't gotten before, and I really like it. That's all I can say. Again, I don't know much about it being exclusive. She is actually, interestingly enough, a firefighter, it would appear. She's got the fire logo on the back, which I like. I really like the color here. This color of red is a very nice shade. It matches her hair as well. And a little zip jacket at the front, which is, again, nice. And she's got a police badge in her hand, so I'm assuming that she's both a firefighter and a police officer. That would be interesting. And then, again, nothing special about the legs at all. And then, again, like everyone else, she has a alternate face, one where she's smiling, and then, of course, the main one is just a regular closed mouth. Then we have our rookie partner. What on earth kind of name that even is, I do not know. Very clearly a Sky Police print on this outfit here. Torso is from the Sky Police line, as are the legs. I assume that neither of them are exclusive prints. I like the shade of blue on them because I like the shade of blue that we got with the Sky Police, but other than that, I'm very uninterested by this minifigure. Probably my least favorite. Not a real interesting face print either, and no hairpiece, just helmet and goggles. This minifigure also does not have an alternate face, which is interesting. I believe she's the only one in the set that does not. And in her hand, she is holding what would appear to be a pineapple for who knows why. And that is just a headpiece that is printed with a pineapple pattern and then a little 1x1 flower stud on the top there. And then our final minifig in this set is a guy called Wheeler. I have never heard of him. He plays Santa Claus. It's interesting that Santa has glasses this time around. I don't know how I feel about that, but the Santa print itself I don't believe is any different than previous years. Take the Santa hat off, flip it around just so that you can see the back printing there. There's a candy can on the back that you don't normally see because he's wearing his Santa goodie bag, and then just plain red legs, nothing special there. He's holding a printed letter piece in his hand that's just a 1x2 tile, and then I will take the beard off here as well just so you can see what his face looks like. Very interesting face design. I don't know how much I like it, and he also does not have a double-sided face. So there's 2 of them that don't, 4 of them that do. Not a real big fan of this year's Santa Claus, to be honest, but Santa Claus is obviously always the highlight of these Advent Calendar sets. So then getting on to this year's builds, there are 3 building builds in this set, a bank, an octane gas station, and a police station. I have not seen anything like this built in LEGO City Advent Calendars before, so it is certainly different from previous ones. My favorite build here for sure is the gas station. I really like how they did it. I think it looks the best. They did a good job at capturing the octane colors, and it's a nice use of these clear blue 1x1 tile pieces. But overall, I'm not really thrilled about any of these. It doesn't feel particularly Christmassy to me. The bank, the police station, or the gas station just don't really have anything to do with Christmas, and I don't know how you'd ever use these. Like, they really have no place in a city, so to me, they're just kind of there, and they're not really interesting to me. They're all on the same angled 2x4 piece. Yeah, to me, I don't like any of these. The gas station's the coolest one to me, but none of it is something that I see myself using down the road, and so I was quite disappointed by these in this set. Then we're going to take a look at the vehicles. I'm not going through these one by one because it would just take too long. So we have 4 relatively run-of-the-mill vehicles. We have a police car here. All of them use the same mechanism for wheels, just little 1x1 circle bricks for the wheels, and this is nothing special on the police car here. It's more like a police van, actually. Just 2 slanted pieces for the windshield and a 1x2 tile brick for the siren. Then the fire truck, which is probably my favorite of these little builds because of the 1x4 plate used as the ladder. But again, other than that, nothing really here is that interesting. It's just a flat build for the body with wheels on the front and back again. So nothing that unique, and then the yellow stripe running down the middle. Then we have a dump truck. This is probably my least favorite of them. It looks very uninteresting, just a little loader bed at the end and then a windshield at the front, and again, same design for the wheels and the bed of the truck. Then we have a little sport car, which I kind of like. I like the light blue color that they used here, and I also like how we have the additional window detailing at the side and the red brake light at the back. So to me, this is the nicest of these little car builds, but again, none of them are really that special, but these I feel like you could somehow incorporate to a display, so that's kind of nice. Then we have 2 flying vehicles that I'll talk about. We have a police helicopter here. This is a really nice little build. Actually, I like it quite a lot. It looks really good for the amount of pieces here. Nothing special, again, like you can expect it from an advent calendar, but but given the size and scale that we're working with, I think this is a really nice little build. I don't have much to say on it other than that, but I think it's compact, and it's one of the few things I like in this set. And then this plane build, I really like. I really like the way they did the propeller at the front here on this stud piece, which is not the most common. It's a newer piece. And then also the way they did the wings at the side here with these little, I guess, sword pieces is what you could call them, or teeth pieces, so I really like that. And then they used a little boomerang piece at the back for the rear wings. So really like how they put this together. And this I actually can use. I've used it in my Christmas display to go along with some of the other toys in that Christmas display. I think it works great for that. It's one of the few items from this set that I feel like I can repurpose, so that is really nice. Then there's two other vehicles in this set that are a little more outside the box. First we have this monster truck, probably my favorite build in this set because it has actual wheels, so it actually moves. Just has the inside of the wheel pieces with no rubber wheel on them, but it's still nice to get. And I really like how they did the windshield and then the lights over top of it. It feels bigger and bulkier than the rest in this set, and so I really like how it fits to scale, and again how it actually rolls on surfaces. So this is the highlight build for me, and I also like that it's red. And then we also have this truck and trailer with a boat on it. This was 3 separate days worth of building. The truck cab, the trailer, and then the boat were all separate builds. I really like the boat, even though it's quite simple. It's just got a couple larger bricks to create the base, and then just a windshield and some motors at the back there. Like the way they did the motors. And obviously it all connects on here, hooks onto the trailer, which connects to the main truck build. And so when these 3 go together, to me it's quite nice. I like the green color as well with the red accent. So this is another highlight build for me. Again, I don't know really where or how you'd use this, but it is a nice build in the advent calendar. Then there's 2 other sort of random builds in here. There is a shipping container vessel here. I like how it's got the red and green lights, and I like the use of this little piece here as a crane. I thought that was quite creative, and so I like the build overall. I think it's a really good job of recreating a shipping container boat in a very small amount of pieces in a micro scale. So really like this a lot actually, and I like the color scheme. And then there's the train over here. This one I'm less interested in. This was just a 1-day build. I do kind of like how they put together the front of the train, the engine spout, and all that, but nothing too interesting to me here. Though it is nice that it can be used alongside, again, my Christmas display if it's nice as a toy. So I do like that aspect of it, but nothing too special about the train. And then for the Christmas theme stuff, and I'll talk about this later, but my biggest gripe overall is that there's only 3 days worth of Christmas themed stuff plus the Santa Claus, which is really lackluster to me in a 24-day advent calendar. It should feel more Christmassy, and this one just doesn't. But we'll talk about what we get here first. Presents, nothing special. Nice, easy builds. Again, they fit in my Christmas display, so that's great. I really like this Christmas tree. Probably one of my favorite Christmas trees that I've gotten in an advent calendar. Just a compact little build that has some variation. Looks quite nice to me, and I like the way they did the star at the top there. So a nice Christmas tree build, again, fits in my display. And I lied, actually. The monster truck is not my favorite. The reindeer is my favorite. I love the little reindeer here at the front. And then also the sleigh behind him. A nice way to get a little storage for some gifts in there and a seat for Santa. And they just sit together like that. And there are some skate pieces on the bottom, which is a nice touch as well for the sleigh. So I really like the sleigh. Probably the reindeer and the sleigh. My favorite build in this set, I would say not the monster truck. Monster truck's my second favorite, and red's my favorite color, so again, part of the reason why I like it. And also of note, it's Rudolph because the red nose. So just a nice little touch with that as well. So for my overall thoughts on this year's advent calendar, I think this is the weakest LEGO City advent calendar to date. I'm very disappointed that there's only a couple really Christmas-related sets in this. That's the biggest letdown for me, just the presents build, the Christmas tree, and the reindeer plus Santa. Not nearly enough Christmas-themed stuff in this year's advent calendar, and in exchange for more Christmas-related stuff, we get weird micro-scale buildings like the police station, the octane gas station, and the bank. Just unnecessary. The vehicles to me here could have thrown in a Christmas vehicle. Like, they're just, again, random LEGO City vehicles that are thrown in here. Though the boat transport truck is kind of neat. And the minifigure selection here is awful. It's terrible. Why on earth would I want only police and crook minifigures in a Christmas set? That makes no sense to me. I wanted some Christmas-themed minifigures. I got 1.5 with Santa and Duke Detain. Just not just not what I'm looking for in an advent calendar set. So that's my biggest disappointment in this set, and overall, I don't think it's a great advent calendar. Again, one of my biggest gripes with it is that I don't have anything that I can add to my Christmas display outside of Santa and the Christmas tree and the presents. Like, none of it else really goes with my Christmas display that I have with the annual Christmas builds, and so that's just a little disappointing to me. I feel like previous years' advent calendars have been much better. This year's is a letdown. It's all over the place, doesn't have a lot of Christmas-themed stuff, and it just feels more like micro-scale LEGO City builds than it does a festive advent calendar. And keep in mind, LEGO City is the easiest one to get a real festive feel to it. So really missed the mark on this year's advent calendar, guys. That's my overall thoughts on it. I hope you enjoyed this review, found it useful. I know it's already December 26th, so you probably already bought the advent calendar, but I thought I'd review it anyway since I have now finished going through it myself. If you guys are looking for more LEGO reviews in the near future, I will be having those coming soon. I got a bunch of LEGO for Christmas, and so I'm going to be going over my LEGO Christmas haul in an upcoming video. So if you guys are looking for any of that, subscribe so you can be notified as soon as those videos come out. And if you like this video, please leave a like on it. And with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.